Hello, everyone, and continuing our accounts receivable lectures, I am recording the second session on AR. In this, again, very brief session, we will discuss what happens when a bad debt recovery happens. What is the effect of income statement? What is the effect of the same on the balance sheet? And others. Now, if a bad debt recovery happens, there are two journal entries as per your gap. Your gap says you should pass two journal entries. First entry, restate the written off accounts receivable in the book. See, if there is a bad debt recovery, that means write off has already happened. Bring back the accounts receivable in the book. So what is the entry for write off? Allowance debit, accounts receivable credit. In this entry, we will just reverse that entry. So it will become accounts receivable debit, allowance for uncollectibles credit. Now, once you have restated the accounts receivable, second entry is very simple. Record the cash received as normal cash collected from accounts receivable. So it becomes cash debit, AR credit. Now, what is the net effect of these two entries? In the first entry, accounts receivable increases and allowance increases. In the second entry, cash increases and AR decreases. So net effect is AR increases in the first entry and reduces by the same amount in the second entry. So AR is nullified. The effect of this entry nullifies the effect on the AR ledger. Allowance increases, but there is no corresponding entry for the same. So many teachers also use this net effect to explain this recovery. Cash debit, allowance credit, because net effect yahi ho raha hai. This is what is happening, net effect. Cash is getting debited and allowance is getting credited because AR cancels off each other. But remember, you can do this actually in your CMA exams, but in practical life, you will have to pass the two entries. Now let's look at a balance sheet extract before recovery. Gross accounts receivable, $200,000. Less allowance for uncollectibles, $10,000. So your AR at NRV is $1,90,000. Situation, bad debt recovery has happened of $3,000. Now I am also using net effect only to explain the same so that it remains less complicated. Cash debit, allowance credit 3,000. Now what will happen after the write-off? Gross accounts receivable will remain the same, $200,000, but allowance will increase. From 10,000, it will become 13,000. Allowance is a contra asset. I keep on repeating, an asset account with a credit balance. So balance goes up. So AR at NRV will become 187,000. So AR at NRV actually has reduced by 3,000. But cash has increased by 3,000. So net effect on the total current assets is still same. So what is the conclusion on the recovery? First, bad debt recovery will have no effect on the income statement. Either you go through the two entries route or the single net effect route, all are balance sheet account. So nothing will happen in the income statement. Bad debt recovery has no effect on the balance sheet also. Now, when I say this, I mean total balance sheet or total current asset balance remains same. See, in this situation, AR at NRV has reduced by 3,000, but cash has also increased by 3,000. So total current assets is same. Bad debt recovery has no effect on gross accounts receivable. Gross accounts receivable wahi rahega. It will stay the same. There will be no impact on the same. Bad debt write-off increases allowance for uncollectible. So if there is a write-off, sorry, bad debt recovery, my bad. Bad debt recovery increases the allowance for uncollectible. Now, gross AR सेम है, अलावेंस बैलेंस बढ़ गया है, तो AR at NRV तो रिड्यूस होगा ही और कैश बैलेंस बढ़ जाता है. So this is it, guys, for the discussion on bad debt recovery. With this video, I will also upload another video immediately for AR MCQs on few multiple choice questions on accounts receivable on whatever we have discussed so far. Again, this is a series of lectures. We'll also discuss factoring and lot of other topics in the same. So if you like the video, of course, comment, like and subscribe the channel, and always you can WhatsApp me your queries. Thank you everyone for your time.